good morning. I should say good afternoon. I apologize for being just a couple seconds late here. There is a little bit of an event going on outside of my apartment right now. I'm not really sure what's going on, but there's a lot of state trooper cars, and they're looking for someone who's my name. I don't know who he is, but I apologize. I just had to step out and make sure they knew he wasn't here with me, whoever that may be. So, like I said, thank you for joining today. I appreciate you guys stopping. Today is day number 33, week 36. It's kind of crazy we've already made it this far. It's really awesome. I'm really happy that you guys are here. We got a couple new people joining on for the past couple weeks, so welcome. And if you are watching these on the replay, as always, make sure you guys staying up to date with our social media stuff, all of the new challenges and whatnot we're doing. Because although you may not be at the same part of the program, it's still important to stay connected with us and to kind of stay on the same page, figure out what we're doing as far as the challenges and any of the tidbits and health tips that we're giving out. And remember, if you are just joining right now, like I'm talking about all these previous, re-recorded videos, you can jump back. We have all of the videos saved on our YouTube and Facebook page. You can go back and select any day you want to start with. So we usually recommend that if you are joining in fresh, that you go back and watch some of the older videos just to get the body acclimated to the movements that we're doing, because this can be pretty tough just jumping into day 133. So again, that's up to your discretion if you want to join in a little earlier. Or if you want to just join in where we are right now, I'm okay with either way. But we're going to get started here today. And if I do check my phone, I apologize. Like I said, there's some situation going on outside of my house with a lot of cops. And thankfully, they're not looking for me because I didn't do anything wrong. I never did something wrong. I don't know who he is, but all right, excuse me. So as always, guys, remember, I'm Adam. This is Connected Community Health Support. I'm one of the free virtual fitness instructors here. Our whole goal of doing this is to make sure that we can make health and fitness more accessible, because we understand not everyone likes to go to the gym. Not everyone really likes the stigmas behind the gym or has the money for the memberships or transportation to and from. So we want to make working out as easy as turning on your laptop, opening it up, and then signing on to one of our workouts. So if you know anyone that you think would benefit from this, please give us a share to them. Just send our name their way. Word of mouth is huge for us. We really would appreciate that. So if you know anyone, or if you have any friends you think could use something like this, go ahead and help us with our, so to speak. Any other housekeeping things? I think that's all I got for you guys. We'll get started. So remember, this is week 36, and we are on to 20 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. So these are going to continue to get harder. This is 6 sets today. Remember, if you can't make it through all 6 sets, that's totally okay. But, sorry, my cat's destroying something over there. But remember, if you can't make it through all 6 sets, that is totally okay. All you have to do is make it through as many as you can, and then use that as a bookmark, right? Remember, okay, I made it through 4 today, all right? And then when you come back tomorrow, or when you come back, well, tomorrow is Friday, but when you come back Monday, try to make it through 5, right? Or vice versa, whichever way, whatever feels the best for you guys. Just make sure you remember that this is a one day at a time type thing. So if you fail, don't get discouraged. Failing is a natural part of success. So we need to fail to succeed. You need to fail to understand where you're at, so you then know how to improve. So just remember, guys, don't take it too far. Don't take it too hard if you can't make it through the whole workout. These are kind of hard. Not kind of. These are difficult on purpose, right? So, all right, I'm going to quit ramble. Let's get going on the warm-up here. So I promise I do work for CCHS. I am here, even though you can't see my shirt. It's just a little cold in my apartment right now. So, all right, let's get started. The first thing, let's switch up the warm-up just a little bit today, okay? Let's start on our butts. Let's do some ankle rotations like this. So you're going to put your right arm under your right leg, put it in like a chokehold like this, grab onto the top of your knee with your left arm, your left hand, I should say, and let's just do some rotations. Now we're going to go back the other way. It's another thing that me and the partners have talked about is changing up the routine just a little bit for the warm up. Kind of give you a different stress, so to speak. All right, a couple more here. Good. Now let's switch sides. So now left arm under, right hand on top. Let's just rotate, and then we're aiming for about 10 to 15 on each leg. So just about 10 to 15. And then we're going to switch to the knees and the hamstrings. All right, let's go the other way now. And also, guys, I'll wait until I instruct the next movement, actually. All right, now from here, let's just lay on our backs. And we're going to, with the opposite leg, so whichever leg we first started with, we're just going to extend the knee and bring it back. Get some good knee flexion in today. Remember, if you can only go to right here, that is okay. If you can't get the knee fully extended, like if you can only go right here, that's totally fine. You'll get a little bit more of a hamstring stretch if you bring your toes towards your face as well. So just keep that in mind. Whatever feels the best for you guys. All right, now we're going to switch legs. And you can grab on the back of the hamstring, the back of the leg, if it makes it a little more comfortable for you. Remember, I'm just a catalyst, so to speak, for your movement. We are like the buffet of movement, as I like to say. You get to pick what you want. We give you the options, and then you get to go on with your day. All right. Perfect. So one more here. Perfect. Now, let's move back onto, let's get the lower back a little bit warmed up here. So we're going to do some cat-cows. Now these ones are a little bit different than what we usually do. So we're going to push your spine away from the ground and kind of round up like this. And then let it dip back down. Bring the head up. Good. So you're kind of doing, this is more spine flexion, just warming up the spine. So you're pressing hard into the ground, rounding that back out, and then letting it sink back down in. Good. We're going to do one more here. Pushing, pushing, pushing. And then letting it sink back down. Good. Now from here, we go ahead and stand up and warm up the hips, the shoulders, the neck, and then we'll get started. So first thing, hey, good morning, happy face. What's the absolute best Christmas present? A broken drum. You can't beat it. Good morning, happy face. Good afternoon, I should say. I haven't seen you in a while. It's nice to see you chiming in here. I have been out of commission for a couple days here. I had bronchitis last week, and then I was at a Bills game on Monday, so we do apologize for the Monday stream. There's miscommunication between Seth and I. But we will make sure that won't happen again, so you guys can get a nice workout on Monday instead of having to go watch a replay. So we do apologize for that. All right, now we're going to switch legs. And one thing that I can't really instruct very well because I'm talking, make sure you're breathing in the nose, out of the mouth while doing these warm-ups and the cool downs for that fact too. Good. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling all right. I'm sorry to hear that, happy face. Life is interesting like that. It'll knock you off the horse sometimes, but getting back on it is a really important thing. So I'm glad you're here, but I'm glad you took some time off because the body definitely needs some rest every once in a while, especially if you gave yourself a nice little bruise. I hear you there. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad both of us are back getting a nice workout in today. All right, now let's do the shoulders, right? So we're going to do some T-spine rotations. Just looking at that hand the entire time. Make sure you're looking at that hand. Bring it back. Remember, you don't want to rotate the hips here. You want to make sure they're staying nice and taut. And what I mean by that is not letting the whole the whole body move, just moving the arms. Perfect. And keep on going. Keep on going. All right, now we're going to warm up the shoulders a little bit. So let's do some arm circles. We can do little guys like this. These are not in the program today, so we can do them little, like so. Do a little bit bigger, like so. Depending on, kind of whatever floats your boat. What feels better for you? You have different control strategies too. You can have a wider, circumference, so to speak. It's gonna be much more shoulders and kind of back of more of your back. But if you do little guys like this is gonna be more anterior. So just change it up. Tell me which one feels better. And a couple more seconds here. So nice and slow. Good. All righty, now let's warm up the neck and then let's get started. So let's do some rotations first, actually. A little bit of rotation here. Let's go back the other way. And remember, do not try to force something that's not there. If you don't have the range of motion, that's okay. We don't want you to hurt yourself trying to do these. Just feel it out, whatever feels most comfortable. Don't put yourself in a compromised position, right? All right, now let's look left to right. Let's find a spot on each wall that you can look at and just track that. Go back and forth between the two. One thing we don't talk about a lot is trying to keep your head back and not protruded. So instead of being protruded out like this, keeping the head back, just try to think of having your ears even with your shoulders, right? Good. All right, now we're going to do down and up, and then we're going to get started for today on day 133, week 36. All right, looking down and back up, down and up. Good. Keep going. All right. So I'm gonna get this timer going now. So just as a reminder, we are doing 40-10 or 40-20 working sets here. So we're gonna be starting in about 5 seconds with the good old-fashioned reaching to the floor, coming back up. The floor touches. Starting in 2, 1. And begin. I gotta turn my volume up on that because I don't know if you guys can hear it. Well, it's always nice to have something that's not just my voice telling me to stop. But there we go. Remember, guys, if you have a pillow, I really do think this is one of the better ways to teach the hinging pattern. So if you want, as you can see with mine, I'm keeping it nice and vertical. But if you want to do it horizontal, it's going to cause you or force you to have a little bit more range of motion in the hips. So whichever one feels the best for you guys. Almost done. And cut it. There we go. Good job. And I made sure I had the workout playlist up because I was hoping I was gonna see the happy face. And I was like thinking, I gotta make sure I have that up today because I know I usually forget. So, all right, back to now we're doing the row fly combo. So bending down, these are one of the OGs that we've been doing for a while. Row and fly, row and fly, and row and fly. We just keep on rowing, keep on flying. Also, for any of you guys watching out there, if you want to go follow us on TikTok too, we're putting out a lot of good content on there as far as different health tips, overall health and wellness, weight loss, mental health. So go check us out on there at Connected CHS. All right, we're done with that. Go check us out on there. We're doing a lot of social media stuff recently, trying to market through that avenue, so to speak. And we've put out a lot of good content and just overall good information. So please go check us out, Connected CHS. We really appreciate it, and we know it'll help you guys too. All right, vertical presses. Excuse me. Just reaching over and coming back. Reaching over and coming back. I like to envision this one as like sky touches, just trying to reach the ceiling. One thing I like to instruct people is that if you can't go overhead without arching your lower back, reach out at like a, it's not really a 90-degree angle, but kind of a 90-degree angle, reach out diagonally instead of straight vertically up. You're going to get the same adaptation without compensating and using your lower back. All right, and we are done. Perfect. Next one we got is the dead bug. So these move quick when we got 20 seconds to rest. We can do the dead bug, or you can do standing contralateral reach, like so. I'm going to start with the reach, switch over to the dead bug, kind of just go half and half for most of these sets. And let's go. And with the reach, I want you to hold it for a second, hold it for a second, hold it for a second, hold it for a second. Perfect. And just keep holding. And you just hold and then hold. And for the dead bug, when you're on the ground, making sure that lower back is nice and flat on the ground, extending opposite arm, opposite leg, only as far down as you can, and then back up. What I mean by that is your hip range motion will affect your lower back being on the ground. So if you don't have a lot of that core strength to keep that lower back on the ground, the lower your hips go, the more the lower back is going to come off the ground like so. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to the squats now. Squat, squat, squat. Let me grab my chair. Because what makes squatting that much easier? You guessed it, having a chair. Remember, just sitting down and standing up. Whew. I started a new strength program, which I was assuming I'd be a lot more sore from today, but I'm not, which is a good thing. Especially in this pattern, I thought I was going to be really sore. But thankfully, I'm not. I'm doing, last time I was on stream, I think I was nerding out about the Soviet weightlifting era from the 60s to the 90s, how amazing they were, even though they definitely did use a lot of steroids. But don't worry, I got short time. Don't worry. But I've now adapted a training style very similar to things they were doing, and I'm not getting as sore as I would expect. So it's a good thing. I did squats yesterday and overhead presses, and I'm not that sore, so that's a good thing, right? All right, moving on to the push-ups now. Let's get going. And we can do this from the knees. I'm going to demo from the knees like so. 1, 2, 3. Make sure your weight is evenly displaced between both of your hands. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And last one here, guys. 1, 2, 3. And we're done. I know you can call me out for counting a little fast. Those felt a tad bit too fast. So I'll slow them down for you next time, because I know I'd be yelling at myself if I was coaching myself, saying, that's too damn fast. Slow it down. Now we're going to the wide raises. So hands here, bringing the shoulders up like so. And I know some of these movements may seem a little weird. We're trying to get all of the fundamental movement patterns in each day. So if you ever see a movement like this and you're wondering, why are we doing, why? Is this because we're trying to hit a specific movement pattern every day, and more importantly, every week, I should say, to make sure you guys have good functioning mobility so you can achieve your activities of daily living. Keep on going here, stop it in 2, 1, and cut it. And to be honest, All right, last week I barely made it through the workout. That was bronchitis related, but I haven't really done a lot of cardio-based stuff or aerobic stuff in a while. So this workout might take the wind out of me a little bit. I apologize. Now we're doing quick feet. All it's going to be, it's kind of like running in place, but I just want you to keep the feet moving. You don't need to bring the feet really high off the ground. Just keep them moving. Keep them light. And as long as you just stay moving the whole time, that's all that matters. I don't even care if you go this pace like this, right? As long as you keep the body moving. Keep the body moving, keep the body moving. And I believe I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 7:30 as well. Just got to figure out the scheduling, see who is supposed to stream tomorrow. I know, and we're done. I know it's supposed to be Jacob, but with me not streaming Monday and Seth not streaming Monday, we got to figure something out there. So we'll let you know. Someone will be here tomorrow morning at 7:30. I can promise you that, whether it's myself, Jacob, or Seth, somebody will be here. All right, back to the top. And instead of doing the bridges, instead of doing the hinges, I'm going to be doing the bridges. Same pattern, but now we're just doing it from the ground. So just make sure you're moving with your hips. I don't want you moving with the lower back, possibly putting yourself in a bad compromised position or hurting yourself. We definitely don't want that by any means. So keep on going here. Another 10 seconds. Keep going. And we're done. There we go. Good job, guys. All right. Is this my boy? Hey, man, that's the attitude I like to have. That's the attitude I like to hear, baby. Better late than never. I'm glad you're here, Fourth. Welcome. We got some friends hanging out today. That's all we're doing. Hanging out, having fun, moving. All right. Row to fly now. Row to fly. Roll the arms up, then fly. Roll the arms up, then fly. And as I was just telling everyone else in here, make sure, Fourth, if you do have a TikTok, I know it's kind of like a weird thing to be asking, but go follow us on TikTok at Connected CHS. We got a lot of really good content for mental health, exercise, health, wellness, all the good stuff we talk about in the stream, we're now putting on there. So make sure you go check that out too. All right, and we're done with that. That HP. Happy face. I don't know what that means, buddy. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, overhead presses now. Remember, like I was saying last set, you don't have to, if you can't reach all the way up without your lower back doing some funky stuff like that, just reach outward. But always make sure you're reaching from the pocket. What does that mean? Reach from the pocket, right? Imagine this right here as your pocket, okay? You're reaching from here, almost like you're think about the pocket as like quick drawing a gun from a holster. I know that's kind of a weird analogy, but that's what I mean from the pocket, right? I'll explain that in just a second. Keep on pressing here, guys. And good. So imagine this being the pocket for like a gun in a holster, right? This is your pocket for any type of pulling, pushing movements right here. Hands nice and kind of close into the chest or out here a little bit, but just making sure you're retracting to this point every time while you're pressing. Under the dead bug. Whoopsies, almost forgot. So down, remember you guys can do a standing reach as well. I'm going to be doing dead bug like so. I'll show the standing reach in just a second. All right, so the standing reach, it's going to be just like this. So opposite arm, opposite leg, and you're going to hold it for a second. Hold it for a second. Keep on reaching. Keep on reaching, and done. There we go. The typo means I should. I kind of figured. I was like, "What is at HP?" I was like, "Fourth, what are you talking about, man? You got me confused now." That makes a lot more sense. Trying to mix in a water break with typing might not be the best idea. That's okay though. No worries. Keep on. Remember, all you gotta do: touch the butt and go. Touch the butt and go. You know, I lied about what I said a couple minutes ago about how I wasn't sore. This actually is. Yeah, I'm definitely a little sore from yesterday. I was doing squats and overhead presses, so the two things that we were doing in the program tonight. Nice little active recovery, though. All right, and we're done with that. Good job. What do I mean by active recovery? Active recovery can be a couple different things, right? It doesn't have to be movement specific. So in this case, I'm doing some active recovery because I did squats and overhead presses yesterday. Now we're doing light body weight movements without any external load. Now we're on to the push-up. So what that could be for active recovery, it could just be, you know, going for a walk, maybe a light jog after an intense workout the day before, or it could be, you know, cycling, getting on like a bike for a couple minutes, for like 20 minutes, just making sure you're getting the blood moving and not just doing, not staying sedentary the day after you do rather intense workout. That's the best way I can describe it. And say that you guys did what I did and you were squatting yesterday. A good active recovery is what we're doing right now, just some body weight stuff. That's not too intense. Obviously, it is intense for 6 rounds, but body weight stuff that's not too loaded. When I mean loaded, just extra weight, like you don't need to have a kettlebell or anything. Just to get some more circulation, helps break up some of that bad stuff that is left over from all that muscle damage, so to speak, muscle growth, so to speak. Same thing. So you must the muscle is damaged and then needs to and then repairs. So the damage and the growth, right? Sorry, I'm going a little nerdy here, but I figured that's a pretty good thing to be able to explain to people, because I know being sore just doesn't just go away. Being sore doesn't just ever go away. So especially the day after. Just make sure you're moving after these workouts, even if you're just going for a nice little walk or something, nice little cool down. And we're done. There we go. All right, let's see if they're still there. Oh yeah. So for those of you who missed when I was first talking about I came on a couple seconds late today. Oh yeah, quick feed. A couple seconds late today because I didn't do anything wrong, but somebody across the street. A quick feed. So all we're doing is just, it's like jogging in place, but just keeping the feet moving, right? You don't need to jump high or anything like that. Just bounce the feet off the ground, right? Just nice and easy. Keep the arms moving, keep the feet moving. But I think it was 11:59. I was just about to start the stream, and I got a big dun, knock on my door. There's a couple state troopers. So immediately what did I do wrong? But it turns out it's someone across the street. I don't really know him. It's my neighbor. Did something that the cops don't like. All right, and we are done with that one. There's like 5 or 6 cars. They just asked me questions like, "Hey, do you know him?" And I kind of keep to myself in this apartment, me and my girlfriend. So I just told them, "Nope, I don't know him, but I've seen him there. I know he exists." So hopefully everything's all right over there. But thankfully it wasn't me. All right, now we're gonna do some single leg. So this is the third round. Oh my God, I haven't given you guys a single high five. So what we're trying to do, aside from congratulate you guys for making it through each set, because I know that's difficult, is we're gonna be switching up the hamstring movement or the hinge movement each round. So I like to do the first round is the good old fashioned bilateral hinge to the ground. The second round, we do the bridge. The third round, we do the single, and then we restart back at the top. All right, so what I mean by that is that once we go to the top of the fourth round, whatever round it is, we'll go back to the regular hinges. Give me a high five because we made it through that set. Yes, I did sound that good. I didn't know I sounded that guilty. You're making me question if I did know this guy, if I'm going to count now. He honestly caught me off guard, so I was a little startled because I was just about to start the stream, and I heard the knock on the door, so I definitely was a little startled. So, hey man, maybe he now thinks I'm a part of this because the way I definitely stuttered a little bit, and I was like, I don't know this guy. So hopefully I don't get another knock on the door and you guys don't see my screen go blank. Because if you do, Troy, New York, call for me, all right? I'll need bail money. All right, we're done. Good job, guys. All right, which person? Fourth, you caught me, man. You caught me red-handed. Now they're going to know. Now they know it was me and him and I, whatever it is. I don't even know who he is, but whatever he did, I'm a part of now. All right, overhead presses. Just start reaching. This is why I love doing this stream with you guys. You guys just put a smile on my face. Makes me happy for the rest of the day. This really is one of the highlights of my week. Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I'm sure we're all like this though, so it's not just me. And I want to show you that, all of us are human with this example. It's like sometimes I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to go stream. Not because I don't want to see you beautiful people, but just because I'm just not feeling it sometimes. But every time I come on, and the more engaged you guys are, the more you guys are in here, the happier I am. And we're done. And the more enjoyable it is, it just makes the rest of my day. If I start out with a bad day and I come out on here and stream, so I know we're helping you guys, but no, I want you guys to know that you are also helping us mentally as well. So give me a high five for that. No. Yeah, I'm okay. Thanks, buddy. I'll let you leave. All right, back to the dead bug. So just reaching, holding for a second. I'm going to switch to the dead bug here in just a couple seconds. So this is like the standing dead bug. And then we can also do on the ground like so. Back up. And back up. Only a couple more seconds here. Remember, don't let that lower back off the ground. If you can't go as far down with your hip, that's okay. Just keep the lower back on the ground. And we're done. There we go. Good job, good job, good job. Can I get rid of these comments? I hate having these. Can I delete that? Nope. Okay. I gotta figure it out. So I need a moderator. Where you at, Snug? All right. Now let's go back to the squats. So remember, just touch the touchdown, come back up. Touchdown, and come back up. And once we get some trainers over in BC and London, you guys give me the first ones for free sessions because you guys have been here the longest with us. You guys are two of our most dedicated and committed members we got. So just wait until we're a little bit bigger. And I promise the hand will feed you back because you've been feeding us for a while. So metaphorically speaking, of course. I don't think anyone's invented technology to feed people through virtually yet. But hey, I don't know. There's a metaverse and everything like that, so maybe I'm wrong. I'm wrong pretty often, so it's very possible. All right, back down to the push-ups. So from here, 1, 2, 3. Remember, it's really important to dissipate that weight evenly between your hands. And up. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And keep going here, guys. 1, 2, 3. Only a couple more. 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. There we go. Good job, guys. This is the end of the third round almost? Okay, sweet. The rounds kind of confuse me sometimes. Once we start doing the 6 rounds, I'd be lying if I said I'm not a little confused sometimes, forgetting what round I'm on. But I remember the exercise, doing the Y's now, like so. And also to both of you guys, both of our patrons here, both of our lovely best friends here. If you guys have any suggestions, I know we always are kind of asking, trying to figure out, hey guys, what works best as far as like maybe even content, right? Like different ways we can help you guys get engaged, or different suggestions you have for the stream. It's always greatly appreciated. Sometimes it's not logistical, or logistical, yeah. Sometimes the logistics don't always add up, so it's not possible every time, but we still do love your feedback and ideas because this is a community-based program we got here, so we're trying to make it better for everyone, not just what we think is better for you guys. So as always, if you got something, let us know. We're always open to suggestions. And remember, go follow us on our social medias so we can give you some more health and wellness and fitness information and all that good stuff. And we are doing crowdfunding right now. I'm sure you guys have heard Seth and Jacob talk about this in my absence, but we are doing crowdfunding. We're trying to raise enough money to create an app that will allow us to get in front of more people. It's our biggest issue right now, is just not having enough funding to get in front of people, because we don't have money for marketing really. That's why we're doing a lot of social media. So the link to that, if you guys want to share it or donate, and we're done. Share or donate, the link is on in our link tree. It's also on our pages, Instagram page and Facebook. So go check that out if you want to. Give it a like, give it a share, give it a donate if you would like. Please and thank you. It really means a lot to us. All right. I made it through the third round. Good job, guys. Let's go back to the good old-fashioned hinging like so. Grab the pillow. Remember, if you want to, it's a little cheat code. Hands from knees to hips. Or hips to knees, I should say. And back. And remember, the pillow is just there as a placeholder, a reference point, so to speak. Just letting it touch and come back up. Touch and come back up. And we're done. There we go. Moving back to the row fly. We're on set number 4. Good job, guys. I shouldn't say don't. See my little kitty mug that I got. A little tea in there. Make sure you internalize and understand that making it through even 4 of these sets is a great improvement if you only made it through 3 the day before, right? So don't, what's the word I'm looking for? Make sure that you acknowledge the small victories, right? Just keep that in mind, because it's not every day that you succeed, because failure is inevitable and it's a huge part of growing. So just keep that in mind, guys. I know I'm like a broken record with that, because I talk about it all the time, but you gotta fail to succeed, boys and girls. Sorry. Gotta fail to succeed, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That's a little better than boys and girls, right? All right. Back to the vertical presses. Like, these go quick, like I was saying earlier. Quick. Also, this week's pillar, right? Feels weird. It's my first time streaming, but this week's pillar is on fitness. Start with those overhead presses now. So I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about the benefits of walking, right? So I know you kind of might think like, why walking is such a, I don't want to call it monotonous, but a low buy-in kind of monotonous exercise. What are the benefits from that? There are actually a lot of benefits, both physically and mentally. So cognitive benefits and physiological benefits that I'm going to be talking about at the end here. So stick around. If you guys want to have better memory, and you know what, I don't want to give it away yet. Okay, I'll just wait. And we're done. There we go. There's a lot of cool things that just walking 3 times a week can do for you that I personally need to start doing some more of, because I like my brain health and I like my body health. And I know you guys do too because you're here. So, and also this does count as, moderate aerobic exercise. So you are getting some of the benefits that you would get from walking, doing this program as well. So it's not just walking, it's aerobic activities, which this program is a really good example of aerobic activities. And even though this is more in like the interval style, but still, it's actually some really good research that shows that you get the same cardiovascular benefits doing workouts like this, so high intensity interval training of about 1-to-1 or a 1-to-1.5 ratio, so which is kind of what we're doing right now. So it gets the same benefits as steady state aerobic exercise. So basically what that means is going out and running for 40 minutes or an hour, I should say. You're gonna get very similar benefits, just about the same benefits from running for 60 minutes at a steady pace that you would from doing this style of exercise for 60 minutes. So you don't have to run if you don't want to. All right, back to those squats. And I like to highlight that about HIIT, so high intensity interval training, because I'll be honest with you guys, I hate running. I'm not a huge fan. I like sprinting, but I'm not a huge fan of like long runs. So this is a great medium for any of you who have the same mindset as myself, that I'm just not, I don't like running. It doesn't make my joints feel good. And that's also not running's fault. That's my own fault. ACL surgery, not the best rehab for force absorption on that knee, but that's okay. If you don't, the whole point of me having this little rant, if you don't want to run, you don't have to. There's other different ways you can get good cardio in, even just by walking. It can be just as beneficial for you, so keep that in mind. Oof. I guess my lungs are still a little out of shape, people. I'm feeling this today. How are you guys feeling, huh? Let's go down. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. My little metronome help you guys. A little 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I hope it does. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And we. I hope it does help you guys. Perfect. Now we are back to those Ys right here. My shoulders are feeling really nice today. I don't know about you guys, but this workout's making me feel real good today. Maybe it's because I got some social support with you guys here, but that's okay. Either way, as long as we're all feeling good, don't matter how we're feeling good. Well, as long as we're not taking anything illegal and feeling good, if you know what I mean. So as long as we're doing it naturally, right? Natural is the name of the game, baby. Unless you're a bodybuilder, then that's not really possible. But I digress. I'm going on a little tangent here. Sorry, guys. After like the 4th or 5th set, my brain starts to get a little unhinged, and I just start talking whatever comes to my head. So usually it's pretty productive thing. Sometimes not so much, but it's okay. You guys are still here watching me, so I must be doing something right. We must be doing something right here, I should say. Alrighty. Back to the quick feet, and then we're done with round 4, on to round 5. And for the last set of the quick feet, let's get going here. But for the last set, for the last 15 seconds, I want you guys to give me everything you got. Not yet. But for the last set. And if you can only make it through 5 sets, make sure on your last set you give me everything you got for the last 15 seconds. What I mean by that is as fast as you can, keeping the arms and feet moving without hurting yourself, without like jamming your feet into the ground too fast, because you might not be able to support the speed. So only as fast as you can. But right now we're just nice and challenging, but not too fast, keeping the body moving, and we're done. Good job. Made it through 4. Let's make it through 5. You guys with me? Wish I could have like a, like in the old school Batmans and would do when they hit someone, they make that noise with the big whatever, I can't think of the name, but whatever. But you guys know what I'm talking about. The sound effects. There we go. With the visual sound effects. I wish that I could do that for this. Make it a lot easier. If I could just have sound effects every time. All right, so we're back down to the bridge. And the whole reason that we're doing this is before that Jacob was telling the partner, so Steph and I, about the hamstring tightness. And we're just trying to, one big thing that I like to do is try to switch up the style of hamstring stress each round. So as I was talking about earlier, we start with and we're done. We start with the reaching to the ground with the pillow, and we move on to the bridge, and we move on to the single leg. So every round you're getting a different stress, different stimulus, right? So let us know how that feels if the hamstrings are still tight. We'll try to do a little bit of recovery movements after to try to loosen them up a little bit or make them feel a little bit looser. All right, now the row fly. So row and fly. Just keep on rowing, keep on flying. Fly like an eagle. Keep on going, keep on swimming, keep on flying. And although I'm not a great representation of this, I said this in the beginning about the warm up and the cool down. And we're done. And I mean, I'm not a great representation because I'm talking the entire time. Make sure you guys are trying to breathe through the nose, out of the mouth, in the nose, out of the mouth. It's going to help with a little bit. It's going to help with a lot of things. I don't have really time to explain in the next 3 seconds, but just make sure you breathe in the nose, out of the mouth. All right, now we're going to overhead press or vertical press, whichever one you want to call it. Just reaching for the sky. Just keep on reaching. And keep on reaching, keep on reaching. And part of the reason I was talking about breathing, breathing through your nose is how you're supposed to breathe, right? There's a lot of different things that your nose does, aside from just filter the air, humidify it. All right, we're done there. You should be breathing through your nose. It also helps. It also can affect your shoulder range of motion and your hip range of motion if you're not breathing through your diaphragm correctly. Diaphragm can become more taut. I don't want to say tighter, but in a sense, in a constant state of contraction. If you're taking shallow breaths through the stomach, all right, now we're reaching. Oh, that's wrong. There you go. But if you're taking shallow breaths through the stomach or through the chest instead of really through the stomach, it can lead to more of like that tight, like I was talking about, the tight diaphragm, which can, because your diaphragm innervates in between your hip flexors and it connects into your rib cage, it does affect both your hip and shoulder range of motion. The tighter the diaphragm is, the more it's going to pull on the rib cage and the musculature around it. And the same thing with your hip flexor. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing these. In the nose, out of the mouth. Try to control your breathing rate. It is really important. Something I've always been pushing with you guys and my own clients as well, because I think that's one of the keys to feeling a lot better. Taping your mouth shut when you go to sleep. But that's a whole nother can of worms. That's more so for health and better sleep and whatnot, but making sure you're just trying to breathe through the nose and out of the mouth. It was a little bit of a long tangent. I do apologize. I'm gonna keep on going. Keep on going, touch the butt, and go, and we're done. Good job, guys. Almost through round 5. We got one more. You guys can get out of here, unless you want to listen to me talk about the tidbit and whatnot, because I'm going to talk either way, even if there's no people here, but I love to have you guys here. I love helping you guys out if you have any questions about anything I'm talking about. So stick around. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Keep going here, guys. Only about 10 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And last one. And up. There we go. Good job. Good job, guys. This definitely is the nice. I don't think I've missed one yet. I know Happy Face would have corrected me, so I don't think I've missed one yet. Let's try to keep it that way. All right, back to the whys now. And one thing I definitely do miss, I'll be honest with you guys, is doing these workouts every single day, or 3 times a week, 4 times a week, whatever, the schedule that we've had in the past. I wish that we could have continued to do that schedule, but our own work schedules, unfortunately, don't align, so we're not able to do that, but that's okay. We'll get back to doing that at some point, maybe when we reset. We are doing, remember, this is 52 weeks long, so it's a marathon, not a sprint. Weight loss and improving your overall health and wellness is always a marathon, never a sprint, because usually when people are sprinting to lose weight, they'll lose a lot of weight in the first month or so, and then kind of decline from there, or incline, whichever way you want to look at it. All right, keep the feet moving. But that's something that we always try to tell our clients is that you're not gonna drop X amount of pounds in 1 month. That's not really sustainable, because the body will put it back on, right? The body is very smart, and the body likes a consistent change, not a very rapid, unstable change, so to speak. So just keep in mind, it ain't gonna happen in one day. I know you guys know that, but. And we are done. There we go. All right, last round. I need my Batman. Oh, why do I keep forgetting the name? My Batman sound effects. All right, now I'm moving back to the single leg as promised. Changing it up each round. So this, I like to call it the kickstand one. So you got your kickstand in the back, bending down like so. Make sure you're hinging through the hips. Good way to do this, push yourself back like so. That is the hip hinge right there. Pushing the hip back, right? I don't want you guys to drop down like that. That's more of a squat than a hinge, okay? Now we're gonna switch sides. Push the hip back. Just like so. And the pillow is always a good reference point for how low and or not how low you should be going. And we're done. There we go. You guys can't see when I flip the pillow, but it lands like almost perfectly every time. Little things that keep me smiling. All right, back to the row fly combo here, guys. We'll be starting in 3, 2, 1. Bend over, row, and fly. And row. Keep on rowing, keep on flying. And eventually, as much as I love talking to you guys, I think that you'd probably enjoy music a little bit better during the sets, at least during the during the work period. Once we get someone that can moderate our channel and do the music, we will have that. It's just a matter of time until we have that position, because I think that that'll. As much as I love filibustering and talking, and all the other guys do too, I know that it's not always most enjoyable to hear us ramble. So we'll get that eventually. It's just the copyright issues. We don't really want to get kicked off Twitch, so we would have already done it by now, but we understand that's not possible. And I think it has to be like under 30 seconds per song, so we'd have to have a constant changing of the song, which might be a little hard when we're trying to do a workout like we are. So, but just letting you guys know, we're thinking about you and we understand. Keep on pressing. And 2, 1, and cut it. There we go. Let's see if they're still over there. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Yes, they are. I'm sure I'm going to see this on the news later. There's literally like 8 cop cars out there. Undercover, not undercover. Maybe I'm, Forrest, I think you might have a point there. Maybe I'm the one they're looking at. Oh, crap. Back to the dead bug. Making me think that I got the wrong house or something. They're just waiting out there for him. At least I assume it's a him, because right before the stream at like 11:54, 55, I realized that there was cops out there. They were talking to the lady that lives in the house. And they didn't arrest her, but they're looking for the other guy. So I'm assuming they're just gonna wait for him until he shows up. I'll have to keep you guys updated tomorrow. I'm assuming I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll have to keep you guys updated and let you know what happened. It's like true crime going on outside, right? Going on right outside my apartment right now. Interesting stuff, but I'm glad I'm not a part of it. So I'm letting you believe at least. All right, back to the squats. Just touch the butt and go. I always like to pretend like you're holding like a book right here in front of your face. Like you're doing it's called a goblet squat. It's one of the easier versions of this pattern, loaded versions of this pattern, I should say. Keep on going. And done. There we go. Trace Mas exercises. A little cool down. A little bit tidbit. The quote. And then you guys can get out of here. And enjoy the rest of your day. We'll get some good nutrition in. Maybe some sleep, depending on where you are. All right. Maybe a protein shake, depending on what time it is. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember, try to keep your hips low to the ground too. It's okay if you have any structural constraint of something else hitting the ground first, and then as long as you're just pushing up from it, it's okay. Make sure you're keeping your head away from the ground. I don't want you guys to, what I was saying, I don't want you guys to push your head forward and lean down, because a lot of the times we perceive whether or not we are completing a movement, whether it's a lunge, a squat, a push-up, hell, even a pull-up sometimes, by our head accomplishing the movement, because that's where we perceive our center of mass. So if we are bringing our head to the ground for the push-up and not our chest and hips, are we really doing a push-up, or are we doing more of like a high shoulder head push-up, if that makes sense? So just keep that in mind. Always think about, you got to always have that proprioception of where your body is in space, where your head is in relation to your shoulders, in relation to your spine. Is your head and neck protruded way out like this, or is it nice and stacked on top of your other joints, kind of like mine is right now? So always keep that in mind. Where your body is in space is always very important. So just keep it in mind, guys. Stopping in 2, 1, and cut it. There we go. All right. We're not boxing. I don't know why I'm standing like this. All right. So the next thing we're going on to is the quick feet. So remember, the last 15 seconds, I'm going to cue you guys in, let you know, all right, give me everything you got. And then once we're done with this, a nice little cool down, we can get out of here. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So nice. I want this to be a nice sustainable pace at first. I don't want it to be too hard. I want it to be something that's still challenging, right? Not too hard where you're completely gassed, but say that your max speed is 100. I want you at like 75 right now, okay? 75, 80. And then in 3 seconds, everything you got. 2, 1, and go. Kind of like you're jogging in place. Just keep the legs moving as fast as you can. Come on. Quick feet, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet. Come on. Come on, guys. Stop it in 3, 2, 1, and cut it. There we go. Give me a high five. Come on. Good job, guys. There we go. Woo! That feels good. This feels good, doesn't it? Getting through all 6 rounds. Good job to you guys. It's only my 3rd time I've clapped today, I think, or 4th. I'm trying to cut that number down every day. But let's get started on the cool down. So let's shake the arms out. So I've talked about this a lot, how shaking. You ever seen Olympic gymnasts shake their arms out? Where it looks like it's really loose, but they're doing it really fast, right? So this is actually something that is derived from the Russians in the 60s to 90s, more like the 70s and early 80s, but late 70s, early 80s. It's called loose and fast. So this helps with blood flow, and it helps mainly just with circulation to get the blood flowing in those areas so there's not that hydrogen buildup or lactic acid buildup, right? So this is really good for recovery. Just shake the body around. Don't hurt yourself, obviously, but shake the arms, and we're going to get to the legs here in a second. Something really interesting, I've been saying this for months, is that pretend like you stepped in a puddle, right? So we're moving on to the legs now. Pretend like you stepped in the puddle and then you're just shaking off your leg. So one of the Russian doctors I was actually listening to the podcast of, or Russian, not doctors, weightlifting experts, Pavel Testulin, I don't know how to pronounce the name. He used verbatim what I said. He's like, pretend like you stepped in a puddle and you got to shake your leg off, right? So I created that cue myself with the idea in mind of just keeping the leg shaking. I was never going to switch legs. So I'm not saying I'm a genius, but I'm saying I'm pretty close. I'm just kidding. I just thought that was really cool that he used the same exact analogy that I did. And it goes to show that the idea of analogies that we talk about a lot has been here a lot longer than just us, right? They've understood analogies are important for a very long time. Keep on shaking it out. Shake it out. All right. Hold up here. So before we get to the next thing, I just want you guys to cool down a little bit. We're just going to bring the knee. Wow, there's another car here? Holy shit. Sorry. I just caught myself swearing. I apologize. Now we're just going to kick ourselves in the butt real quick. Make sure we're getting those hamstrings, knees a little bit cooled down. And then we're going to do some slow arm circles. Some up. Make sure you're breathing. All right, let's grab a chair. Let's sit down. Let's do some breathing. Oh. Yes. I totally forgot. Yeah. I totally forgot. That's the key part to that whole analogy. Pretend like you stepped in a big puddle, right? And then shake the legs off. All right, I'm going to start this timer back up for 1 minute. In the nose, out of the mouth. I want you guys to aim for 3 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Okay, let's get this body cooled down. Remember, your body's a race car. We got to cool it down before we send it back on the track tomorrow, okay? And let's go. And then a couple more.
Activity completed.
Thank you, Siri. I appreciate it. All right, guys. So that's what we got for the workout for today. So let me bring y'all up here. Unplug you from my charger. Yeah, I'm gonna have to work on someone editing the sounds for me for my next workout. So I can just do the or the whenever I want. Just snap my fingers, have someone do it for me. Hey, fourth, maybe I don't know if you know anything about voice sound editing or effects. Let me know, man. Maybe you'll be the guy that I hire for stream, huh? All right. Say hello to my little cat mug. Say a little tea, a little caffeine in it. Just making sure, keeping the brain going a little bit. Actually, did you know that caffeine, supplementing with caffeine and tea has actually been shown to reduce your risk of getting dementia? That's actually that is from a study that I was reading a couple days ago. I cannot remember the exact percentages or the exact study of how they controlled for it, but the conclusion of the study, which is, to be honest, what I like to read, because I love reading studies, but reading a 35-page study is really not that time. It's really time consuming, so it's not that good for when you have other things to do with your life. But I was talking about how it's one of the only things that has been shown to reduce the onset of dementia. So making sure you're getting some caffeine or some tea, or coffee or some tea. Obviously, caffeine is the big thing there, right? So, because caffeine has been shown across the board to be very good for your cognitive health. Now, obviously, overusing caffeine can lead to anxiety, heightened levels of anxiety, and sometimes even depression or just increased overall stress levels. So, be careful with it, but it is good for your brain. Remember that. A lot of antioxidants, a lot of different nootropic properties in coffee, at least. I'm not sure as much tea. I don't really drink that much tea, only when I'm streaming. So, all right, let's get on to the quote of the week. So this is actually one that I took from one of the scientists I was talking about, the Russian scientist, Soviet, I should say. Health cannot be divorced from strength, right? So this is a big thing that I personally believe, I know the other guys do as well, is making sure that although, yes, you can be very healthy with your diet, with your sleep, with your social, all the different pillars of health, but making sure that you still have some foundation of strength work, and whether it's just doing the strength work that we do in this program, like the squats, the push-ups, right? Making sure that you're not separating strength from health, because those two things are synonymous, right? Especially once you get into your older age, right? Your older years, strength is very important. Having that ability, the type 2 fibers, so that quick, the fast fibers, right? That type of strength. Any type of like reactive abilities. Say you trip, you stumble, whatever it may be, all that's reactive strength. But that is strength at the baseline, right? You see what I'm saying here is that regardless of whether it's reactive or a non-reactive, dynamic, static strength, it's still very important to have a baseline level of strength so you can be healthy. All right. So the challenge for this week, if you guys haven't already seen it on the old tick to the talk, it is to get a daily walk in. So every single day, make sure that you're getting a walk. Whether it's 5 minutes or 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. It could be a nice little stroll around your block for just 5-10 minutes, like I said, or it could be, a 30-minute stroll through the park, or whatever it may be. As long as you're getting some type of walking in every day, let us know how you do. And obviously report back to us if you'd like, or if you wouldn't like. It doesn't matter. It's okay too. Just all we care is that you guys are getting those walks in, because it's really good for your overall health. Now, how is it good for your overall health, you might ask? Let me enlighten you, my friends. So, first off, I'm going to talk a little bit about a study that I actually have put up on my own social media page and on the Connected CHS page for the TikTok, I should say. It talks about your hippocampus, right? So what is your hippocampus? So the hippocampus is a part of your brain that, the best way to describe it's kind of like your memory storage. Like it it does definitely play more roles than just memory. But for this conversation, I'm just going to say that it is where you reconcile your memory. So it's where all the because memories when you sleep are repatterned, so to speak. So that's where you get that reconciliation of your of those memories is while you're sleeping. So where is sorry, I'm trying to find this. There we go. So walking, the study I'm about to reference has to do with your hippocampus, and they did a year study where they had individuals that walked 3 times a week for 40 minutes, and they also had individuals who stretched 3 times a week for 40 minutes. So very, very low buy-in, low cardiovascular exercise, just stretching. You get a little bit of cardiovascular from that, but not really. You're staying pretty static the entire time. So what they found was that after the year, the people that so pre doing the study, they actually took fMRIs and measured volume of your hippocampus. So that area I was talking about that helps with your memory for the most part, right? So we're just using that as a blanket statement. It's more of a memory storage place, right? They took measurements of the volume pre and post. So individuals that walked for 3 times a week for 40 minutes at least had a 2% increase in volume of their hippocampus, which is huge when considering yearly the level of degeneration of the hippocampus is usually about 1%. So you usually lose about 1% mass of your hippocampus every year after 30. So once you're 30 years old, the hippocampus starts to decrease in size by about 1% every year. But if you go walking 3 times a week for 40 minutes, or any type of aerobic exercise 3 times a week for 40 minutes, so this would even count as well, it is shown that you will increase the size of your hippocampus by 2%. So not only are you erasing that 1%, you're doubling back your turnover from doing this exercise routine or from walking, right? So you're literally doubling the size of your hippocampus every year, opposed to someone who's not doing this. And what can you see the benefits from this? The biggest thing that you'll see is the improvement in memory, short-term and long-term, as well as working memory. So working memory, say I tell you, I want you to remember 7 different letters right now. 7, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1. That's 6. 7, 5, 2, 4, 3, 1, 6, right? And then I ask you to repeat that to me in 30 seconds or a minute or even 5 minutes. That's your working memory, right? Your ability to recall things on the fly like that. It helps improve working memory, short and long-term memory as well. Also, like I said, it's kind of the memory zone, the memory place of the brain, but there is more. It can help with your creativity, attention span, your motor control, and your decision-making, as well as helping you decrease your overall levels of depression and anxiety. So those are huge benefits just from walking for 3 times a week for 40 minutes. And like I said, I know 40 minutes is a lot just to be walking, but doing something like this, our program, does classify as aerobic exercise. So that means you are still getting the benefits of the things that I just stated, as long as you're doing it 3 times a week for about 40 minutes, which our programs are just about 40 minutes. I mean, even when they're 30 minutes, we still do with the warm-up and the cool-down. We're right about at 40 minutes. So we just wanted to share that with you because we think that's important, because that's more, longevity of the brain, right? You want to be able to remember you don't want to get dementia or any type of cognitive disease, because this study also showed that this style of training or style of programming, whatever you want to call it, helps reduce the risks of any cognitive dysfunctions or cognitive decline. So whether that be Alzheimer's, dementia, anything in that area, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. All you have to do, I know I'm saying all you have to do like it's really easy, but just staying active, making sure you're walking every day, making sure, or doesn't have to be 40 minutes every day, but walking, staying active every day, and making sure you're getting at least 3 exercise bouts of about 45 minutes each week for your overall brain health. And this also there's a lot of good research about the benefits of your heart, your blood pressure, all that good. So resting heart rate, things like that. But I'm not going to go into that right now because I do have some content to make for you guys. So I got to get up to Mr. Carroll's house and create some tick to the talks for all you beautiful people. We're going to have this week we are doing exercise and mental health. So everything to do with different benefits that you're going to get from exercising in relation to mental health, right? So depression, anxiety, different things like that. Today, I'm going to be putting one up about journaling. So the benefits of journaling. I know we've talked about this on stream before, but it's going to be in a nice little 30-second TikTok, very digestible, so you guys don't have to You don't have to watch like a 3-minute video of me explaining this because you already listened to me for 10, 15 minutes just talking about stuff like this whenever you're on stream. So I take that out of the equation. Just let you guys listen to the nice, straight, fast facts is what we call them. So make sure you go check us out. Here, hold up. Let me throw this up here real quick, actually. So go check us out right there. That's our website. Also go check us out, our social media, Connected CHS on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and Twitch. Obviously, if you guys are probably watching from Twitch, but please just go check us out and support us. Really, we love you guys. We want to help support you as to the best of our abilities. So we do need you guys to help us support us as well. So that is all I got for you guys. Fourth, happy face. I love seeing you here. Thank you for joining. Not sure who's going to be streaming tomorrow, but I can promise you that there will be somebody streaming tomorrow. Okay, so without further ado, me and my cat mug are going to take a shower because I got to go meet up with Mr. Carroll here in a little bit. So I'll see you guys either bright and early tomorrow morning, or I'll see you guys at 7:45 in the morning on Monday. Until then, as always, stay happy, stay healthy. I love you guys. If you have any questions, reach out to us, all right? I will catch you guys on the flip side.